السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أولا قبل كل شيء بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين، ثم أما بعد. أولا نحييكم تحية طيبة، وإن شاء الله في هذا الفصل الدراسي وهو الفصل الدراسي الثاني سوف يكون لدينا كورس إنجليزي 102، وإن شاء الله تعالى أن نكون نحن وأنتم قد أطلعنا على ما تم تدريسه وما تم دراسته في الفصل الماضي من أجل أن نبدأ من حيث ما انتهينا في الفصل الماضي. First of all, in English, this is the first lecture, Introduction to the Course English 102 by Dr. Mubarack Al-Hamadi, July 2020. Here, preliminary, as far as you have studied in the previous semester, first semester, tenses, passive voices, adjectives, pronunciation, and some medical vocabularies or terms as basics in English. In this semester, the second semester, you are concerned to study some new subjects as primary skills in English. First of all, you are going to have a review at the subjects already studied, and then from next lecture you will go through different subjects, and in this class particularly will give you the plan, which is tentative plan, contemporary plan, or temporary plan for this semester particularly, in order to have an idea about what we are going to learn this semester. Okay, let us see here first. Review in tenses. Actually, you have studied tenses: past simple, past continuous, past perfect, present simple, present continuous, present perfect, future simple, future continuous, future perfect. At least these 9 tenses had been studied. So here, past simple, particularly for a review, when we talk about something happened in the past without any limitation, without any restrictions, and without any action juxtaposing the first action or broken the first action. So for example, I studied hard last semester. I learned tenses last semester. I studied mathematics or physics or chemistry or medical vocabularies last week, yesterday. And indicating words are like yesterday, last week, last month, last year, ago, and so on. And here we are going to know what is there in the past continuous, because it is a quick review over the entire syllabus of the first semester. Past continuous, we know that there are 2 actions, one of them in the past simple, the other in the past continuous, or vice versa. The first in the past continuous, which is the main action, and the other action, which is the interfere action in the present simple. Okay, and there we have while and when, as well as. While, as common, we use past continuous, the main event or the main action after it, and when we use after it the breaking action, the intervening action. For example, while I was playing football, this is in the past continuous. While I was playing football, you called me, you came to me. Okay. When he came, this is for when. When he came, I was reading newspapers. Okay, or I was writing my homework. Okay, for past perfect, actually we have had the verb to have, whereas in the past continuous we have verb to be. Here had there for both singular and plural. And we have before and after. Similarly, as we use while and when in past continuous, here in past perfect we use after and before. After the word after, we can use past perfect. And after the word or the term or the conjunction before, we can use past simple, because two actions are going together, one can complete the other. Okay, or can give a more surprising idea for the other. Okay, so for example, after I had studied past simple, I studied past continuous. After I had gone home, I met my family, or I met my guest. Whereas when we use before I went out, my friend had come. Before he taught us medical vocabularies, he taught us what? Grammar. Okay, and so on and so forth. Simply. Present simple. Now we are in the present tense, because past perfect continuous, as I was told by your teacher, Ali Sultan, that he didn't teach you past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. These three tenses were not being taught by him. So we'll neglect them in this lecture, and if there are any questions, you can ask me regarding these tenses, or regarding any rule in English. Okay, here we start with the present simple. Present simple, we have to understand first the sense of using the tense. When can we use the tense? Before understanding and learning the structure, we have to know first its sense. When can we use the tense? Okay, so present simple, it is simple. So whenever you don't want to complicate the idea and talk a lot, you can use present simple. And Americans in general, maybe 70% of their speech are present simple. So here we use it for talking about routines, daily activities, habits, and facts. Here we have more points, more steps, more cases to use present simple. Habits, like I smoke, I get early, every day, I wash my face every morning, I play football every afternoon, and so on. This is a habit or daily activity. But what about facts? Fact, we can say the earth goes around the sun. This is fact. The earth goes around the sun is fact. Okay, so it is any fact, you can use it in the present simple. Okay, we have in indicating words like every day, every week, every morning, every afternoon, every month, every year. Okay, usually, always, often, rarely. Okay, these are the indicating words and can be called also keywords for the present simple tense. So I go to university every day. You play football every afternoon. Okay, here present continuous. Present continuous. There we have a diagram for the past, then present, then future. And in the column of the present tense, we have the time. And during this small space of time, we have to use present continuous. How come? While action is going on, you can talk about it. For example, now I'm talking. Actually, I'm talking. The action is going on. The process of talking is going on. Okay. For example, now you are listening. So the indicating words are now, right now, at the moment, at the present moment. Okay. Now, for example, I'm looking at the screen. Now I'm listening. Right now, at the time of the action, I'm talking. Okay. Present perfect. Present perfect. Actually, the word perfect, it means completion. When we have completed the action already, or just the time of completing the action, here we can use present perfect, because before that it was present continuous, and after some time it will be past simple. Okay, but for example, here I have a pen or a pencil. Okay, now I put it on the table. I can say I have put it. I have already put the pen on the table. I use verb to have also. Okay, and the past participle of the verb. Okay, of the infinitive verb. Past participle means in Arabic التصريف الثلاثي للفاعل. ونستخدم قلنا عند الانتهاء من الشيء. perfect معناته في تمام الشيء، في تمام عمل الشيء، لأنه لو تقدمنا قبل أثناء عمل الشيء بيكون في المضارع المستمر، ولو تأخرنا شيئا بسيط بيكون في الماضي البسيط. Okay, but at the time of completing the action, that is the time of using the present perfect. Okay, future simple. Actually, there we have modal verbs. We can say auxiliaries also, which are will, shall, and we can use will even for all. He, she, and it, they, we, you, and even nouns or proper nouns like Ali, Ahmad, for singular and plural. The same what modal verb, will, it can be used for all. Here, we use it after the subject, then the infinitive verb, which can come after the will or shall, it remains the same in the first form of the verb, original form of the verb. No any changes, whether he, and she, and it, or plural form they, we, you. No changes at all. We don't add anything. We don't add neither es, nor s, nor ias. No effect, no agreement between the subject and the verb when the auxiliary verb is there or the modal verb is there. So let us see. He will, we cannot say he wills. No, is wrong. We can say he will go to school tomorrow. He will go to school tomorrow. Even we cannot say he will goes to school tomorrow. No, there is no effect of the subject at all on the verb after the auxiliary verb under any circumstances. Okay, here we have future continuous. Future continuous, we have to decide the beginning of the action. For example, today from 10 o'clock I'll be teaching you, for example, present perfect continuous. So I decided at the time of starting the action. For the present or for the future perfect, the opposite. I have to decide the completion, the end of the action. Today at 12 o'clock, I'll have completed teaching you, or completed the class or the lesson. Okay, you're focusing on the verbs that I have been using. You have to pay attention. Okay, and this is just a review, and there will not be exam from these terms, but for your knowledge and for your information, and to have a basic background about these things. Let us see what's next. Review over passive voice. When you use passive voice, here we have to change something regarding the structure of the sentence. Passive. It is passive. So in Arabic المبني للمجهول أو اسم المفعول. اسم المفعول ينطبق تماما على هذا العنوان. Okay, when we change a sentence from active voice into the passive one, first and foremost, we need to focus, to pay attention, to concentrate on the tense of the sentence. So the tense is very important, because we have to verb to be must be added for every sentence. Whether continuous, we can use is being, are being. Whether modal verbs, we can be. Okay, whether even if it is in the simple, for example, past simple or present simple, we have to use be. How come? When we change it, for example, from present simple into passive, and in this case, for example, he goes to school. Okay, school, this cannot be changed actually, but you can school, or he drops him off to school. We can say he drops him off to school. His father drops him off to school. We can say he is. See, here we are using verb to be, whereas in the active voice there is no verb to be. So it is combined. He is dropped by his father to school. So very simple, and you have to pay attention for each and every tense when you change, and put it in mind, or keep it in mind, that verb to be is compulsory for every tense. Even if there is a verb to be in a sentence, you can add it. For example, I'll be teaching you. You will be being taught by me. Okay, this is the way. Let us see what is next. Here we have actually adjectives. We understand the types of adjectives and their syllables, the order of adjectives, when we by what we can start by abstract or facts or opinions. Okay, then the comparative adjectives. How can we compare what we use, what we add to the word, if it is of a single syllable, but if it is of two syllables or three syllables, what we can use more, and then afterwards. And if it is of single syllable, we can add er, or we can add, even if it is of three letters, we can add, even if it is ended by consonant sound and preceded by vowel sound, we can double the last letter and add er. These are rules, or these rules had been taught by your teacher. Superlative adjectives, when we compare and more than two people, because comparative we use only two people. Ali is taller than Ahmed, or Ali is more handsome than Ahmed. Okay, for superlative, there are more than two people and we want to compare between them. Here you can use superlative adjectives. Ali is the cleverest in the class, for example, or amongst his classmates, or you can say he is the most handsome in the family. You can say like this. Comparison with the. So the more you read, the more you write. The results, the consequences of your actions. The more you worship your God, the more you become happy, or the best rewards you can get in the day after. Also here we have pronunciation, we have consonant sounds, voiced and voiceless, and we have vowel sounds, monophthongs, single vowel sounds, and diphthongs. And we have more. Diphthongs means more than one sound in the same word. Okay. Also you have medical vocabularies. And now we come to our subject. We come to the slide. Oriented to be mentioned in this class. Tentative plan for the current semester, second semester. So here we have these 12 subjects, and one by one we will study them all. As we have a background over the earlier subject, now these are new subjects, and some of them are repetitions for your background or for your more understanding. First of all, we'll study reword speech in medical context, then prepositions, then transitional words, then advanced transitional words, the rules of reading, then medical short story for practice, case short story for practice also, rules of writing a paragraph, rules of writing a letter, rules of writing a medical report, rules of writing an article, rules of writing a research project. See, we will study them one by one, and if you have any question, please communicate or contact me directly in WhatsApp, on email, on whatever means you have, and I respond and I will answer your question in the coming lectures, and the answer will be for all, not only for the communicator or the person who contacts me. Thank you very much, and have you a good time. And this is the first lecture. It is just an introduction to know that we have reviewed over the previous lectures.